So when you first access EFL Digital and sign up, you will be required to create a folder. So imagine you can create one folder for each of the classes that you have, each of the classes that you teach. So let's go ahead and create our first folder. Okay, now that I have a folder, I can access the folder and I can create a variety of assignment types. The first assignment type I'm going to discuss is audio recording. So let's go ahead and click on audio recording. Now, every assignment type has a library of types that you can choose from, or you can go ahead and create a brand new assignment. Let's take a look in the library and see if there's anything in the library that suits our needs for this particular assignment. So here there's a few different templates we can use. These libraries are getting bigger all the time, and you can also choose to add your own assignment templates into this library so other teachers can benefit from some of the templates that you've made. So for this audio recording, I would like to do like a TOEFL style speaking test. So I think this question about my best friend would be suitable for this. Let me just preview the image here. Okay, that looks good. And I'm going to click on Use. Now this will generate a new assignment from that template. And you can see the submission link is already set up. I have the title as My Best Friend Copy. Let me just change this to My Class TOEFL Speaking 1. I already have an image attached here, which I think is quite useful for students to activate their schemata. So that's a kind of TOEFL, that's a kind of a TEFL buzzword where the students see the image and immediately their brain starts to bring to the forefront all of the related vocabulary and grammar constructions they will need to talk about that topic. So here I have a speaking prompt. I can change this if I want to, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is. I can set a time limit. TOEFL speaking is approximately 40 seconds or 60 seconds long, so I think I'll leave this at 1 minute. I can require a transcript. Now, if you click on a manual transcript, the student will be required to type the transcript after they have finished recording their audio. This helps them to process the language a second time, and it also allows us to analyze the results of their speech as well, so to provide some automatic feedback. So I'm going to turn manual transcript on. I would like to give my students some detailed feedback, so I'm going to leave this checked detailed feedback. If I check the first one, it will only show submission received to the student after they have submitted the assignment. And the second one will show a basic score, and the third one will show all the details that we have available for that submission. Here you can choose to add the assignment to the library. I'm going to leave this unchecked for the time being, and I'm going to click on Update. Now, in order to preview the assignment before I send it to my students, I'm going to click on Preview here. So this allows me as a teacher to preview the assignment. I can see the prompt here, I can see the image, and I have a button to record my response. So I'm going to talk about my best friend. My best friend is called John. He is 25 years old and he lives in Japan. And I'm going to just stop the recording. And now I can see immediately I have my waveform of my recording here. To listen to my recording to see if it was okay. My best friend is called John. He is 25 years old and he lives in Japan. Okay, that sounds fine to me. And now I need to transcribe my speech. My best friend is called John. He is 25 years old. And he lives in Japan. And I'm going to just stop the. Okay, the last part there I don't need, wasn't part of the transcript, so I probably I would re-record that again if I was submitting this for real. So now I have my transcript and I have my audio recording. I click on Submit. Now I'm required to input my name and I'm required to input my student ID. The student ID, I usually require students to use their gakuseki bango or their student ID from their register number. You can use that if you like, or you can assign students another ID. You can also switch this on or off in the settings, in the account settings menu. Let me show you that 1 second. Okay, so here I am in my account settings menu. This is accessed by clicking on my name and clicking on account. And here I can choose whether to require a student number or not, and whether also to require a student email. This feature, by the way, is a premium feature, but if you subscribe for a premium account, you will be able to email students a receipt of their submissions automatically after they submit. I'm going to leave that unchecked for now, and I'm going to leave this one checked and just click on Save. Okay. So when I try to submit my assignment, it will ask me for my name and it will ask me for my student number. If you require a student number, it will prevent duplicate submissions from the same student. So if the same student comes back later and tries to submit the assignment again, and they input the same student number, it will reject the submission. If they input the same name but a different student number, it will accept the submission. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And this is the submission page. I chose to show, when I set up the assignment, I chose to show the detailed view. The student can listen again to their audio recording here, and they can see their transcript here. Now, going back to the teacher view, when I click on my folder name that I made in the first step, and I have here on the right side, I have submissions. These can be turned on or off by clicking this toggle button here. I can view submissions that have been submitted. So here I can see I have one submission. At the top I have a list of stats which relate to all of the submissions. So these are the average. So average number of words, average number of unique words, etc. And here I will see a list of submissions with the submitter name, submitter number, and if they have an email address, then that will be shown here. I can toggle this to expand, and I can listen to my submission. These submissions can be downloaded, as I said before. Let me just click on the download button now. So here you can see a zip file was downloaded, and this is the contents of the zip is the audio recording, a PDF of the actual transcript, and also a spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet contains the name of the submitter, the ID, and all of the information that we discussed before, and of course when it was submitted. If I double click on the MP3 or click on the preview play button, I can listen to this on my computer. My best friend is called John. Okay, so let me just go back to my folder. Let me delete this submission. And delete all submissions for this assignment. And that is a very brief overview of the audio recording assignment. Let me go on to look at the dialogue assignment. So I'm going to, again, you can choose from a library of dialogues, or you can go ahead and create your own dialogue. This time I'm going to create my own. So click on New. I'm going to click on My Dialogue. And I can choose to attach media if I want to, but in this case I'm not going to do that. I can choose a voice for my I can choose the voice the computer will speak in. I can alter the speed of the voice, and I can choose to have a word pause on or off. I'll leave it off for now. The first line of my dialogue is going to be good morning, how are you? I validate this by clicking on the check button. And one important point to note here is that there must be an even number of dialogue lines. So I'm going to input another line here. I'm fine. How about you? This is kind of a typical high school level dialogue. I'm great. Let's throw in a little more high level vocabulary. I'm attending an online conference. And one more line. Okay. So all of these dialogue lines have been validated. By the way, if I try to type a word in here that is not in the dictionary, it will refuse to validate. And it will tell you which word was the problem word. So every word has to be in the dictionary in order for the dialogue to know what the word is. Again, I'm going to show detailed feedback, and I'm not going to add this to the library. Let me click on Save. Now I'm going to preview the dialogue. And what this will do is allow me to have a conversation with my computer following this dialogue that I input before.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm great. I'm attending an online conference.
I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so what the computer has done now is flip the dialogue around. So I have the first line and the computer will respond. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
This one, I'm going to miss a couple of words, so you can see it will be highlighted in red if I do not pronounce them. I'm great. I'm attending.
I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so that finished the dialogue. I'm going to click on Submit, and again input my name, my student number, and click on OK. And here the results are shown. I can see that I did not pronounce, or I did not pronounce correctly, an online conference, but the other parts of the conversation were all correctly recognized. The next assignment type I'd like to introduce is called Text Gap Fill. Let me click on it now. Let me choose from the library to save a bit of time. And I'm going to do a text gap fill about Facebook. So click on Use here. I already added an image. I already chose my voice options. And I have removed some words here. So if you go back to the input text, you can see that this is where you would copy and paste the text if you wanted to provide it yourself. If I click Edit Text now, this will reset all of my options on this page. But I can change the text if I want to by clicking on Edit Text. I can choose which words to remove from the text. So let's say I want to remove Facebook, networking, website. I can choose whether or not to have text-to-speech switched on for this sentence or off. I can choose, again, for each sentence, whether to have audio or not. So let's say for the first sentence, I'm going to have audio. Second, no audio. Third, on, off, on, off, on. I can select to remove all words if I prefer. And I can select to remove none. And then let me go back to Facebook, networking, website. The answer mode, either the student has to type the answer or the student can select the answer. I'm going to choose the typing mode for this one. And detailed feedback, not adding to the library, click Date and Preview. And here I can see the words are missing, and I have to listen and type the missing words.
Facebook is a social networking service and website started in February 2004. Facebook is a social networking service and website started in February 2004.
Go to the next one. This one has no audio, so I have to know the answer was correct.
As of September 2012, Facebook has over 1 billion active users.
Okay, this one I'm going to skip. I'm going to go to the end, and it will allow me to submit my answers. Okay, and I get instant feedback on my answers were correct or wrong. And this, again, as with all the assignments, the results are listed in the teacher's view here. So on text gap fill here, Facebook, on the right side I have submissions. I can turn them off. If the student tries to submit when the submissions are off, they will receive notification. It's currently turned off. On again. I can download the submissions from here. I can clear all the submissions. This assignment can be, I can get an embed code. If I want to embed this in my LMS, I can use this code to actually embed the assignment inside Moodle or inside Blackboard. I can duplicate the assignment. I can move it to another folder. I can share it with my colleagues by clicking on Export. So there's some very powerful features when it comes to sharing, copying, duplicating assignments that you have created. Let me go back and edit this. And by the way, you cannot edit assignments that currently have submissions. So you have to clear the submissions in order to edit the assignment. So I'm going to clear the submissions. I'm going to edit the assignment. And I'm going to change from typing to selecting. Selecting has two different modes. It has the removed words or it has the word inflections. So the options in the list of answers will either be a selection of words that have been removed from the text, or it will be the inflections, the conjugations of the words. For example, eat, eats, ate, eaten. So I'll change to word inflections. Let me again mark is social service, was built, has 1 billion. Okay, let me update this and preview. Now I have, rather than typing, I have a selection box, and the box contains all the possible inflections of the word. So it should be Facebook is a social networking service. Next question, it is, was, it was, by, it was, built, build, building, built. Okay, let me go to the last question and submit my answers. And now we can see that I was correct. The assignment type I'd like to show you is called text to test. And this is a big time saver for teachers who need to create tests for a variety of different texts. So click on text to test, click on new. I'm going to put my test in here. I'm not going to attach any media. I can choose the language of the translations. So if your students have Japanese as their first language, you can choose Japanese. If your students have other first languages, you can select from the list here. Arabic, French, Italian. I think there's 14 languages in total here. So I'm going to click on Japanese, and I'm going to type in, I'm going to copy and paste a text that I want my students to read. Let me see. I'm going to go back to my Japan article here. Take out this section here. Okay, and when I click on process, this will find the definitions for all of the words, or most of the words in the article. Okay, so now here I have a list of vocabulary. You can see it also does phrases as well as single words. So East China Sea, Pacific Ocean, Sea of Japan. Let me just go with the Pacific Ocean for now. Archipelago, a little difficult word. It provides also multiple translations. So if you would rather remove this second one, you can do that. You can just delete. Click on delete, and that will be removed. It also provides multiple part of speech, so either the noun meaning or the verb meaning. This one I want to use the verb meaning, so I'm going to delete the noun meaning from here. And I'll just stick with those three. And then also there's a grammar check section. I'm going to check on Japan is an island country. This one I want to be scramble. Next one I want it to be inflections. Next one I want to do gap fill. Next one I want to do part of speech. Okay. Click on save. Click on preview. So the student starts with reading the text. Once they've read the text, they're ready to start the test. They click on Start Test. The first section is a vocabulary section, so they have to choose the correct answer here. So I think this was Pacific Ocean, archipelago, and border. Next one is a grammar section. So this one was a scramble type activity. So they have to reorder the part of the sentence. The next one I think was inflections. So I think it was located, borders, extends. And Japan is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Its main islands. It's 5, is it? 4, sorry, 4 main islands. And then Tokyo as a country. So in this last section here, we have to identify what part of speech this is. So I think this one is a proper noun. Noun proper, singular. And click on Submit. The next assignment type I'd like to introduce is called Video Gap Fill. Again, click on the icon from the main screen here. This time I'm going to choose from the library a pre-made one. There are some songs here, there are some movie clips, there are some TED Talks. You can use any video from YouTube that has captions. Let me show you quickly how to find videos that have captions. So if you go to YouTube and type in your search term here, and then click on Filter, and then choose Subtitles/CC. Copy the link. Go back to EFL Digital. Paste the link in for the YouTube video here. Click on the arrow, and it will pull the video in. You can edit title. And then you select which of the lines you want to show. This is Jason Bourne. I was wondering. It's cool. Okay, I'm just going to show those 2 lines. Click on Save. Click on View. And now I have to play the clip.
This is Jason Bourne.
Type in the answer.
I was wondering when you were going to make this call. How did you get this number?
Okay. Click on Submit. My submission was received. If I go back to the list of submissions, see in the video gap fill my movie here. Click on View, and my answers were correct. The last assignment type I'd like to introduce is called Written Report. This one has a lot of pre-built prompts, from TOEFL to creative writing to persuasive writing. You can select one of these if you like to save time. I'm just going to write a quick demo of. I'm going to show you a quick demo of the grammar check. So that's my prompt. This section allows you to specify a minimum number of words, a maximum number of words, and a time limit. So I'm going to put time limit of just 5 minutes on this one. You can also disable copy and paste if you like. This is one way to prevent the use of machine translation or plagiarism. It's not foolproof, but it will help to some extent to reduce those kinds of problems. And also grammar check will be done here. You can switch it on or off. And you can choose the level of feedback to show to the student. Click on Save and Preview. Now I have to click the Start button to begin typing. I have my word counts below here. I'm just going to paste an example of some text here. And let me go to Submit. And then you can see the kind of mistakes have been picked up. It picked up to C, which should have been to C. A few of the problems. To see and few, sorry, it picked up and few, should have been a few. Of, repeated the word. Detected was a spelling mistake. What do you think's verb agreement was wrong. And please not should have been please note. So these are the kinds of mistakes. Obviously, there's many more than this, but it will pick up quite a lot of common grammar mistakes that students tend to make.